Hey comic book fans, Spider-Man 1991 here with another Spidey vlog. This vlog I'm going to talk about Geoff Johns leaving Green Lantern. The news broke 2 weeks ago that after issue 20, Geoff Johns would be leaving the title. And this is a title he's been on for about 9 years. And when I heard the news, like most of you, I had a bit of an overreaction. Geoff Johns leaving Green Lantern. Why, God, why? We had this! Get Scott off Teen Titans! Not Geoff! Not Geoff! Okay, maybe the exact definition of an overreaction. Anyways, yeah, I'm bummed about Geoff Johns leaving. Okay, he's been writing the book for such a long time. It's weird here that someone else is going to be doing it. And plus, I mean, I think being on Green Lantern really helped his career as well as it helped the character, because, you know, when I started reading DC Comics again, and after I, read some of his stories on Teen Titans, I thought, wow, this guy's good. I wonder if he wrote anything else. And most of his stories were all about Green Lantern, and I thought, I haven't really read anything with Green Lantern, so might as well, start picking it up. Might as well give that a shot. And I'm glad I did, because I started with the return of Hal Jordan in Green Lantern Rebirth, and this was just an awesome story, okay? Also, I should note that when I didn't really start reading Green Lantern in general with this, I did read 2 other books called Green Lantern, The Greatest Stories Ever Told, and Emerald Twilight, which was the fall of Hal Jordan and the first appearance of Kyle Rayner. And so pretty much in my mind, Hal Jordan I thought of was just, he was one of the greatest Green Lanterns, but then became a supervillain, and I knew he died, and also became the Spectre. But this is what restored him back as a Green Lantern, and it also gave us a reason like why Hal went insane, why he became a supervillain, by explaining that it was actually an entity that Parallax was actually an entity that was controlling Hal, and not just that, but Parallax was also imprisoned in the Central Power, was the entity of fear, and he was also responsible for the whole yellow impurity in the Green Lantern rings, which, was another good thing that I like that Geoff Johns established, was that he said, was giving us a real explanation as to why the Green Lantern rings won't work on anything yellow, because, let's face it, when you're trying to explain to someone, like, the Green Lantern rings, you say, oh yeah, they can create anything your mind can imagine, but you can't use it on the color yellow. It's like, wait, that's ridiculous. Why doesn't it work on color yellow? Don't really know. Well, now we have an explanation. It's that once you have now we have an actual explanation as to why they didn't work on yellow. So, but with Parallax gone out of the Central Power Battery, the rings could work on yellow again, as long as you can overcome fear. If you can't, then they won't work. That was demonstrated in the Sinestro Corps War, but I'll get to that in a minute. But back to Rebirth, this was the first Geoff Johns Green Lantern story, and it was great. It brought back Hal Jordan as a hero, and back to life, and not just Hal Jordan, but it also brought back Sinestro, too, who was largely absent, who died right before Hal became Parallax, and so, but it was revealed that in this series that it was all a hoax, so Sinestro was actually alive the whole time, but now he's back, and then later, and also, that's another thing that Geoff Johns did on Green Lantern, was he made Sinestro one of the greatest supervillains that I've ever read. Seriously, because as much as he writes a good Hal Jordan, Geoff Johns does an amazing job writing for Sinestro. Plus, also the series wasn't about just Hal coming back to life as a Green Lantern, but also it restored Guy Gardner's status as a Green Lantern too, so that's something for a little bit of the Guy Gardner fans. And then afterwards, pretty much Hal's life kind of started to rebuild itself. I mean, Coast City was getting rebuilt, and and Hal sort of reconnected with his brother, and everything eventually led into some major story arcs that Geoff Johns had planned, specifically the Sinestro Corps Wars. This is probably one of the probably on everyone's favorite Green Lantern story arc list, is probably the Sinestro Corps War, both parts 1 and 2. And it is amazing, because before Rebirth, before Geoff Johns came along, the only yellow ring was wielded by Sinestro, and it was an explanation that it was created in the antimatter universe, but this time Geoff was able to take that concept and make an entire core of it that's run by Sinestro and powered by parallax, which was an amazing concept. And again, also he helped create the whole and also the creation of parallax being an emotional entity also led to the whole emotional spectrum with the different entities and the different colored lanterns, and all the different colored lanterns eventually led into Blackest Night, and then we had War of the Green Lanterns. Basically, a ton of good Green Lantern story arcs came all over the years from Geoff Johns, and they were all amazing. Okay, there may have been a few bumps in between each one, but I think overall we can agree that Geoff Johns is probably one of the best writers on Green Lantern. And I have to admit, I am really sad that he's leaving the title because, well, sad, but also a little glad in a way because this gives him a chance to branch out to other books. I mean, he's now kind of leaving Green Lantern just so he can go focus on the Justice League titles, which might be good in a way. And because I mean, if he's on Green Lantern for any longer, he might eventually just get bored with it. And once you get bored with something, you start to lose focus in it, and things start to go down. And I guess that's one of the reasons why Geoff Johns is leaving, because he doesn't want to wake up one day and just write a Green Lantern story arc and just be bored with it, because and maybe someday after a while he eventually could come back to the title. Just saying, that's a possibility. Or maybe, but if he is gone for good, all I can say is thank you, Geoff Johns. You've given me a great series with Green Lantern. You've made Green Lantern one of my favorite heroes, one of my favorite comics to get almost every month. I mean, I largely became a DC fan because of Geoff Johns' work. I'll say that. I'm a Geoff Johns fanboy, okay? That's why I usually buy most of his books. And, Green Lantern was something I was very happy I made the decision to buy, because I wasn't into... Before I started reading comics, I wasn't really into Green Lantern, but now I am, and it's been an amazing ride. So, yeah, and, Geoff Johns' work, also, I want to say one more thing. Since Sinestro Corps War is such a good story, I mean, not necessarily that. Geoff Johns did do a good job. All right, so I think that if he wants to go back to GL, that'd be great. But I think for now he should pursue other projects, see what's out there. Also, one more thing I want to say, since I'm on the subject, Sinestro Corps War would make an awesome animated series, and that's something he could do that's GL related, but not necessarily with the comic book. It's kind of help maybe turn this into an animated film. Just saying. I mean, and I would love it if this was an animated film, especially if they did it in 2 parts, like they did with The Dark Knight Returns, because that would be amazing, phenomenal. Okay, but back to the main concept here. Geoff Johns, I'm sad he's leaving, but I'm also glad that he's going to pursue other things. And one more thing, the guy who's about to take over, Robert Venditti. I hope I'm saying that name right. If I'm not, I apologize. But give the guy a chance. All right, don't just automatically. When Geoff Johns is done with Green Lantern, don't just go, oh, okay, he's not writing anymore, I'm not going to pick this title up. Give the new guy a chance, all right? Because he could probably do some good stories too. I haven't read any of Robert Venditti's work, but I believe he's the current writer for Demon Knight, for the DC series Demon Knights. I haven't read it. I haven't really heard anything about it yet, so I'm not too sure. But I am going to give him a chance on this title when he starts with issue 21, which should be released sometime in June. But Geoff Johns' final Green Lantern issue will be issue 20, and that's supposed to be coming out in May. I can't wait for it. I really hope he goes out with a bang, because I've loved most of his work. Geoff Johns made me a Green Lantern fan. I'm thankful for that. If Geoff Johns, if you're watching, thank you. You are awesome. Don't ever stop writing comics. And, well, that's everything I have to say about this subject. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later.